Have you ever felt like you chose the wrong career path? Like everyone else seems to know what they're doing and you're just guessing. Or maybe you picked a degree, but you're not sure if it'll matter 5 years from now. So instead of guessing, I spent time researching career paths that actually make sense in the AI era. And today I'll walk you through 5 career paths that are either growing quietly or are hard to replace even with AI. First one, answer engine optimization. Most people haven't even heard of this yet. Earlier, companies used to optimize for Google search. Now, people don't search, they ask AI. Instead of visiting websites, they ask tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, and whichever brand or content shows up in those answers wins attention. That means businesses now need people who understand how AI finds answers, how answers get structured, and how content becomes visible inside AI responses. Most industries begin with early adoption, then rapid growth, and eventually saturation. By the time something becomes mainstream, competition is already high. Right now, it's still in its early growth phase. If you start learning it now, you're entering before it becomes mainstream. Second, AI video editing. Right now, video dominates the internet. And the biggest bottleneck in video creation used to be editing, and that bottleneck is shrinking fast. With AI tools, tasks that once took hours, like cutting long footages, generating captions, and enhancing visuals, can now be done in minutes. That changes the economics completely, because when editing becomes faster, you can produce more. More outputs mean more clients, more projects, more opportunities. And that's exactly why people are making serious money in this space right now. Not because AI does everything for them, but because they know how to use it properly. Different tools, different models, different results. Some tools are better for short form content, some for long form. The real skill now is knowing which tool to use for which job. That comes from trying, testing, and comparing. Most people stop at the surface level because they don't want to experiment, especially if it costs a little. But sometimes a small investment is the fastest way to discover a skill that could pay you for years. Third, and I know you've heard this before, start creating content. But listen carefully, I'm not saying you should become famous. Content is not only about followers, it's about credibility. When you consistently share what you learn, people start trusting you, and that trust is more valuable than views. Because brands don't pay creators just for having an audience, they pay creators for having an audience that trusts them. And that is the real currency. You don't have to go full time, you don't have to post daily, you just need to start documenting what you're learning. Content is one of the few skills, even if it doesn't pay you immediately, it still builds you confidence, clarity, communication, and presence. There's almost no downside to starting. Fourth, cybersecurity. As technology grows, risks grow with it. Every app, every company, every system needs protection. And AI actually increases the demand for cybersecurity. As systems become more complex, the demand for people who can secure them increases. And that makes cybersecurity a long-term necessity, not a short-term trend. A lot of people skip cybersecurity because there isn't one single viral roadmap for it. You don't get a neat 30-day guide like you get for other domains. You have to research on your own, explore tools, test concepts, and that discomfort is exactly why competition stays lower. Last, actuarial science. This is probably the most structured path on this list. Actuaries are people who calculate risk. Insurance companies, financial institutions, large corporations, they all depend on actuaries to make decisions involving uncertainty. The reason competition stays low is not because it's impossible, it's because not many people know of it. There are 13 exams in total, but you don't need to clear all of them to start working. Clearing even 3 or 4 exams can already make you employable. That usually takes about a year with consistent preparation. Yes, the exams require effort, but they follow a clear syllabus, a clear path. And in today's job market, having a predictable path where your effort directly increases your value is rare. This isn't instant success, it requires consistency. But that's exactly why it works. Will AI affect it? Yes, but slowly, much slower than most industries. Because replacing actuarial judgment entirely is extremely difficult. It requires responsibility, interpretation, and real-world consequences. And that's exactly why it stays stable. So here's the thing, there is no perfect career, only a direction you can choose to commit to. Most people don't fail because they choose wrong, they fail because they keep switching. Pick one path, give it time, go deep. Even if one of these options made you curious, that's a sign, go explore it.